Just gotta wait for...
Lock speed, team together. You don't have full tech tree on it. Yeah, okay. Everything looks
Just
good.
check all this. Is this shared expiration?
Yep. Looks good to me. Launch, 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 launch.
Here we go.
We're late. We're late. It can take a while to play all these games. Oasis is a slower map.
We're either late or we're 6 minutes early, which is the latest start time.
What?
Well, you said you get up to 15 minutes for somebody to be late, right?
Yeah, before they're disqualified. I don't care about the start time then. That's when the game ends. It's just stop.
Right,
Whatever.
But we're 6 minutes ahead of that.
Okay. All right. Well, fine. I'll let it slide. So, what? So we all know these two players very well. They're both. These are two of maybe the most stylistically, I don't want to say obvious, but expected players. Like Sissoko, he's a very good rusher, right? And then on top of that, SoiGia, he said he's only going to make scouts. Last time he said this in a tournament, he did that. He was true to his word. I think he's going to do it. He's going to open with scouts, which is interesting because we haven't seen anyone try that yet. And because this map is so open, it could really, really work. Like, if you get scouts in before your opponent has a chance to make enough slingers, like, what do you do? Like, you just lose all of your army. The problem with that, though, is you can build barracks before clicking up, so you have to be a lot faster with the scout rush now. Because players are going to be building those barracks anyway, right? I don't know.
I do hope somebody does it, though. I'm very curious to see, especially now that we're formally into the 16 bracket games. All the players they're all strong players. So I want to see how the hit and run tactics that you can use with scouts, how that holds up against the what we know is going to be the ever present Slinger army.
It's funny because SoiGia has a great map for slingers. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. And we know Sissoko is very much so appreciative of those axe rushes, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from these two players here. Oh man.
Yeah, Vertex asked an interesting question: why both of them start with a granary start? I'm guessing because Sissoko maybe because he didn't have a little clump of trees next to his gazelle, and so throwing a pit down is problematic, and you can't really take the time to push them. And I suspect it was the same issue for SoiGia. So they probably thought better safe to do that. But I mean, if your gazelle are conveniently next to one of these tree clumps, then that makes it easy to do the pits.
Right. It does. Also, sorry guys, I noticed I had the chat box still up. Forgot to take that down. I usually don't like to have anything on the screen really for these Classic Cup matches, blocking anything important. But yeah, I don't know. The gazelle versus the berry start it's an age-old question for Oasis because the berries are instant, right? You find them, you do them, and you get the food income, right? So you start, but if you can get gazelle to your TC, you save the wood, and they're faster, food income, and there's more of them, it's more food. If you can get gazelle on a wood pit, you get wood income immediately, and your food income immediately, and everything it kind of falls into place here. But I think SoiGia is going to be very fast. He's lured 2 gazelle patches to his TC. And Sissoko has explored the wrong way with these artifacts. We'll see if he ends up spotting. I think he might know now. So SoiGia hasn't really explored much, but Sissoko has sent an artifact all the way to 6. He knows where the oasis is, where the trees are. You know what I mean? So I think he...
Now he knows where Soy is.
I think he can triangulate this. He doesn't know Soy's here. He doesn't know about this. Did he go by that ruin?
I thought he did, but I think he knows. I think he knows he's there. I think that's why he stopped the artifact. It's the only reason to just stop the artifact.
There's another reason to stop it, but
well, do share.
You just forget about it.
Oh, well, I guess it's possible.
Like, he's got a lot of artifacts on the map, just not moving. This one's still chugging around the map. Looks like he's able to keep track of this one. And it's interesting. Sosoko has a lot of units on wood right now. Like, a lot of wood income. So I'm wondering what Sosoko's plan is here. He doesn't have Vils on the map. I think he might be doing a more standard slinger play. And we're certainly about to see forward stable here from SoiGia. And SoiGia seems to know where to go. Maybe a bit lucky here. Oh, but he's going to run into that line, but it's only one against the Sumerianville. It should be no issue. You have the extra HP on those villagers. It is nothing to worry about. So here's that first barracks for Sosoko, and this is dangerously close to these forward vills from Soi. So Soi could be in danger of getting spotted here. With all those vills on Gazelle, I wouldn't be surprised if Sosoko tries to deny the rush if he spots these vills. But it looks like Sosoko's going to go undetected, and there's the stable. So this could be really bad for Sosoko. Sosoko might get caught out here with no food income. If SoiGia finds the food up there, he should be in a winning position. But he has to go there. So we're going to start seeing the slingers, probably. And I'm sure the scout upgrades are on their way. So SoiGia's got plenty of wood in the bank, or not wood, food income for the next short while. He's sending some vills forward for those gazelle he scattered in the center. So he's looking for map control. There's that second stable. So we're going to see the scout rush in full against, slinger play. So, fully upgraded scouts already on the map, and not a single slinger out to defend just yet. So there are a couple key things that SoiGia could do at this moment, right? He has a few critical options. One is try to kill as many vills as possible and transition into a better army unit, or try to stay on top of these barracks. He spotted the barracks. He could just kill every slinger that comes out as they come out. It's starting to get to a dangerous count, though. 3 against 2 scouts, it's getting risky, especially with the vills as a front line. I think Sosoko might be able to do this. These slingers are just going to start plinking away, and it's going to make it harder and harder for these scouts to do anything.
I think just the disruption to the eco is going to bleed Sosoko dry here over time.
And here it goes in on the slingers, and this is huge. This is what he needs to do. He can't let these slingers mass up to like 8 or 9, because then they can just start basically firing way too efficiently, and he's just going to destroy all the slingers. Look at the micro from Soi. Beautiful stuff. This is a well-executed rush. He's getting on top of the gazelle up to the left. It's only vills left. Yeah, this is GG. I think this rush was perfectly executed.
If he camps the 2 ranges with 3 scouts, the other 2 scouts will just run around and kill her.
He's going to try to take a fight against the vills. Now remember, Sumerian vills with that extra HP won't actually play too poorly here, but it's the major factor being that these vills are clumped up for combat and not for resource generation. And I think you nailed it on the head. If he just keeps this, he kept the slinger count low. It's now, they're back to 3, and look, he's still got the 5 scouts, and Sosoko's going nowhere.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I don't think Axers are going to do it. More, I think. It's like the only thing that's going to kill this is probably archers, but he can't afford it. He doesn't have the wood. He doesn't have the food.
The scouts are getting low, though. And look, we're starting to see those slings in the back line really take their toll. But the sling count once again collapsed on, and still 5 scouts for SoiGia. So he's able to maintain this production. Let's check his economy right now. Is he building any vills? No, he's literally staying on 20 vills. He's all in on this. This is an all-in attempt, and there's the GG from Sosoko. Beautifully executed from SoiGia. What's the counter? How does Sosoko react? What does he do next?
Wow, that was fast. Yeah, and I think what we're seeing here is that unlike with Axers that you can build while you're still in stone, you don't get any slingers and then it takes a while. You got to have some critical mass to deal with the scouts. And the scouts can run away. So it's interesting because you and I have talked about this. Our scouts going to show up. Well, let me get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, It is really interesting because this is a map unlike any other. Usually on Oasis, you really can't wall anything. And players who are going for slingers certainly can't wall anything because you don't want to invest the wood into a storage pit on your stone until you absolutely have to, or until you really can afford it. So you don't want to have to spend 50 of your stone. You're already spending 50 on the market upgrade. You're already spending some on a couple slingers to make the market upgrade worthwhile. You throw in some wall tiles and bam, you're out of stone fast, and there's your army. So it's weird. It's weird with slinger play. I don't know what Sosoko does here. I think he might start going for an axe rush. I think Sosoko's going to try to rush Soi here. I don't think he's going to play this slinger game anymore. It's never been Sosoko's strong suit. So I think we can look forward to maybe some from Soi. I don't know. I don't know. I think axers.
I think Soi's going to do scouts, and scouts. I think he's going to keep doing scouts until it doesn't work.
Oh, Mark, I know exactly what you're talking about, and so the new settings messed everything up. I'm trying to get this right. I forget where it was before.
What are you trying to?
So remember when, like, for my mini-map overlay and everything, it all came down. It was all about the UI scaling was very precise with my overlay, so that you could see everything. But now I can't do that anymore. I forget where it was at. There's no like number scale on that. It's just random. Not random. You know what I mean. Never mind. Whatever. Focus on the game.
Oh, Veritas. I love the idea. I love the challenge.
Soi's map was very good. True. Soi did have a good map. Let's see what Sosoko does here, though. I mean, remember, guys, this is a best of 5, right? Like, this is just game 1. It was an opener, and SoiGia showed his cards. Sosoko played a standard game, and now I think it's Sosoko's option here. He could now wall in his wood line. He has options. He could do the TC delete strat and go to wall it to play on the. Yeah, same. Isn't this it? SoiGia was yellow, right? Yeah. So there's a very popular strategy with some players. This is I think more doable in team games. But as soon as you get enough wood, you can delete your town center and rebuild on the center and then wall in, because there you have the forest acting as a wall. And once again, SoiGia has a good food map. I think we could see scouts again. It's got 2 gazelle patches against 1 storage pit for food. Oh man, and wood, and he's got an elephant to the south. I think we're gonna see another scout special here from Soi. He's gonna serve it up.
Special, special of the day.
Soi serving scout specials.
It's a nice setup for him. He doesn't know how nice it is, but it is. Soi is asking Winston something, and what's he?
Yes, Maplord is correct. I can't respond to him. But I assure you that these are the right settings. If only I could chat. Sosoko. Oh man, I love you guys. I love all your enthusiasm over the players here. And we're only in round 1. Like this is an early game in the tournament, and we're already getting a lot of hype over these games. And after yesterday, I think it's very much so deserved. I think these games are going to be exciting. And it's interesting because usually scout rushes devolve pretty quickly, right? Usually they fall off, right? Like they can't fight the army, but Soi executed it perfectly. He engaged the slingers at every good opportunity, and it just worked out for him. He's now going to be going for those gazelle. His lure's pretty tough here to the TC. I expect him to maybe need. Oh, brutal. I expect him to maybe pit over down by that wood line. I think that's going to be his best bet. Sosoko, however, he could be in the driver's seat here. I would like to see him do an axe rush on Soi, because that would really make the map interesting. Axers have better combat power than scouts. They just lack the speed and a little HP, but their damage is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they attack better. They can fit more into a smaller area, so you can, fight against other units better. Scouts are a very clunky unit, right? Without the damage, HP, and the armors of Cav, it can just kind of fall apart if you don't get the engagements perfectly. Scouts are ridiculously hard to micro, even with the recent change to their attacking behavior. So if you're new, or if you don't recall, Scouts used to be a completely passive unit, like Vils. So if you wanted them to attack a thing, you'd have to click on the Scout and then right-click the enemy unit. With the introduction of attack move, they now function a lot better. In this definitive edition, attack move is a huge, huge benefit for those Scouts, as now they can really be used efficiently in combat. But on top of that, their attack behavior was changed so that if you target one unit and it kills that unit, they stay like aggro or aggressive, I think now. I think that's how their terminology was when they released this patch. So with Scouts being able to turn into an aggressive unit after being told to be aggressive, I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting thought. And also, with their cheaper cost, I mean, it's just a very interesting style that you can now introduce. And SoiGia has demonstrated in Schengen Shambles, that was the tournament with the freshest balance changes that really mixed up the game. Maybe they made Scouts a little too strong then, but they've certainly been toned down a bit. And now we're seeing Soi stick to his passion here, which is those Scouts. What do you think?
You know what I find so funny about that is that Soi was always previously known as Boomer. He was the guy, when we played months and months ago, you're like, okay, Soi loves to wall up. He loves to go big and play defense until he hits bronze with, 50 pop. And he's the guy that's really been driving this super fast scout rush in these tournaments. I find that really cool.
It really is interesting. And he's getting a lot out of these Gazelle. Like, look how far he's able to push these. It's impressive. It's impressive how many Gazelle he's got under his TC. This is his third patch of Gazelle off to the right that were scattered by these lions, and he's still able to get them to somewhere usable. And look at that. That's going to be food for the entirety of this game, I predict. I don't see these players as players who are going to be giving us those long games. They're both very aggressive players on these 1v1 maps. I don't know. What is SoSoco plan here? He's going for the stone. He's trying it again. Maybe this time he respects it and goes for walls earlier. I don't know.
It's also interesting if you look at the pop count. Both games now.
Yeah.
SoSoco stops at 18, and SoiGia goes to 20. Now, I assume SoiGia is going to 20 because he needs more food to support the Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get 2 upgrades, and then every Scout costs a lot of food, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be interesting to see how that plays out.
Oh, SoiGia mining stone, doing barracks on a hill. Is this a different play? Did he play us all for fools, or is this just for walls? Is he now going to respect?
Yeah, it's just one guy.
Yeah, but I mean, one this early? Like, you already have 150 stone. Do you really need any on stone this early if you're not doing anything? Or is he building the stable? Like, what's going on here? What's his plan? Another barracks. He's going for slingers. He's abandoned the Scouts. He abandoned the Scouts, and this could catch SoSoco off guard. SoSoco, however, he's going to be fine, I think. He's got plenty of food income. He's getting his Gazelle. He's had 2 elephants. Looks like one of the Ellies got dropped a bit further away than you'd want. What was the Scout effectiveness before they nerfed them? They were very, very strong. When they auto-attacked everything, it was absurd. Like, when they were treated as an aggressive unit, imagine if cavalry...
They were piranhas.
Yeah,
piranhas.
Cavalry with that much vision. It was just absurd. You couldn't run Vils away from them if they got on top of you. Now, the fact that you still need to micro them a bit means that there's a bit more skill involved with it. Not that it's any much so. It's not that it's that much worse. It's just a little bit harder. And there we go. We're seeing SoiGia with some walls. Interesting. And he's going for the slings. So he said he would scout rush game 1, and he did. He didn't say he would scout rush this game. So I guess maybe he's trying to mix it up. This is a tournament, so I don't think he's trying to just throw it away. But he has a really good map, I mean, for slingers. Like, look at this hill. How do you ever take this map away from Soi? Similar to Sosoko, though. Sosoko's got a nice little, like, I don't know, closed off enclosure. What's the word? I don't know. You know what I mean.
Got a compound. It's building a compound.
Yeah, it means, yeah, so the change, well, it's, I don't know, the scouts are now in, like, that middle ground of, they have their own uniqueness to their attack. They're like priests now, and not like priests, but like priests have their own attack functionalities, you know what I mean? Like, they don't auto-convert, but they auto-heal, that kind of stuff. Scouts have their own class of aggressiveness. I don't know how else to describe it. But with micro, obviously, it's overcome, and that's what we saw SoiGia do game 1. But look at this. I love how Soi's playing this so far. And also Sosoko. They're both playing this very well. Who's booming? Both players are booming. So this is going to be a full sling boom, and I love this because there's a lot of hills in the way. And you know what that means? Slower games. Which means we could be seeing some Bronze Age. We could be seeing some Iron Age, even. Both players are booming. They're just booming. No one's moving the armies. When do they stop producing slings to go bronze? Because the first player that gets bronze safely is going to destroy this game, right? Unless they're at the same time. I don't know what to expect here. Interesting. Sosoko's, I think, really scared about Axers and Scouts. Look at how he's house walling. It's funny.
Yeah, I think he's got a little PTSD there.
Mm-hmm. Very much so respecting.
I would too, given how quickly, he got hit.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was perfectly executed last game, so I think we'll see it again in the near future.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's going. But remember, there are so many hills in the way here that with the hill bonus being so effective, like doing 50% more damage downhill means that like 6 slingers can fight, 9 and win, right, in theory, or come out evenly. 10 slingers can fight 15. Isn't that how the math works? Yeah, that's how math works.
He's got a nice hill here, to hit these houses.
Yeah, but it's just a house wall. I mean, all things considered,
he's going to burn through it quick.
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't do any. It's not killing Vils. Sosoko's not really going to be too bothered by it, I think, and he can just fall back to his hill, which has more important structures like the storage pit and the barracks. He can just rebuild houses. I think he was overbuilt. He overbuilt houses anyway, I think. Panicking down some farm. Not panicking, but misplacing some farms there. We'll have to fix that. And I think Sosoko has the numbers to fight this. And especially if Soi gives the hill. So now Soi's going to fall back. He has to retreat back to his base, which he is fully walled. Soi's going... Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep struggling with SoiGia and Sosoko. There are too many S's. Sorry, in advance. I think Soi might try for bronze pretty soon. I truly do. He's at 28 Vils. He's still making slingers, but only out of the 3 barracks. Usually you like to see a bit more commitment if you want to stick with it. We're at 16 minutes. This is when you can start adding in that 4th and 5th barracks. At 28 pop, your food income starts to grow exponentially. You have enough people on wood to just keep building farms with every Vil that comes out. So, I don't know. We have dueling hills once again. So we're going to have a micro battle here. If they do ever engage.
Look at them. They're just staring at each other across the valley. Mm-hmm.
They know. I mean, they have to know that they're on opposing hills right now.
That's the new Valley of Death. Nobody wants to go down there.
Oh, no. What was that? Iron Score versus Iron Lion?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. What a game that was, man. That was in Assyria and Ashes, guys, and that game was legendary. It's just... the most kills and deaths and unnecessary losses in combat I've seen, because there was just a valley that existed in the game, and whoever went into the valley died. And this might be a similar situation, which is interesting. And we pointed this out at the beginning, right, Ron? Like, these hills, slow the game down a lot, right? Like, you can't just run your opponent's eco every time with this. And he's going to try, but he can't take the fight up the hill, and he's going to get trapped. Oh my gosh. So he's going to have to retreat from this. He sees the wall off. He's going to take a lot of free damage here. Two slingers maybe going down. But now Sosoko can't fight the hill.
Lead him into the valley.
Yep, lead him into the valley. And now we're going to have a fight over the hills. But I think Soi has better high ground for this. So I think Sosoko's going to have to retreat from that. Yeah, so they're both going to back off. And again, exactly like we said, it's going to slow the game down. Players aren't going to be comfortable fighting uphill. You can never push that advantage there. Well, you can, but it takes time. It takes time to get an advantage there, right? We just saw them trade 2 for 2. So it's very even. Economy's basically even. Sosoko getting a little ahead here. SoiGia maybe faltering in the production. It looked like Sosoko was behind in Vils, and he tooled with less. And he dealt with the aggression. He's pushed back Soi. He has an army on a hill, and
but check this out.
They're trading hills.
Look at the rotation.
Dude, we need some Tchaikovsky right now. Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies right here.
They're both looking like, okay, where did they go? This is hilarious.
Well, how does Sosoko react to this? This is how you tell who a player is, really, and he's gonna push. Soi, he's wide open. He didn't wall. He didn't wall. He doesn't know. He's not gonna quick wall in time, and oh my gosh, and this is gonna be devastating. This is gonna be absolutely devastating.
Is a good move by Sosoko.
Soi still hasn't noticed.
No, he's worried about that little barracks over there.
Oh, game speed change. Got lock speed. Whoops. Maybe he was facing some lag. So slowing it down, I'm okay with, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we should be allowed to change speed, right? I should lock that in the future. Anyway. Maybe there's lag. I think there could be lag for Sosoko here. Or Soi. So we're going to get a trade of economies.
They're both having issues.
Wait. No. Sosoko's just walking out. He's trying to block the wall off in the back. What is this wall by Soi? It's very long. Great Wall of China right here, guys. But I don't know. These slingers on this hill. Man, the game when it's slow just looks like it's lagging, but this is just 1.0, guys. This is what the developers intended when they created this game. It is just so slow. You can see the individual stones getting hurled. At least on my screen. New PC would fix that. Okay, streaming in 1080p. It's everyman's dream. So, we have both players getting their farms disrupted. But I think Sosoko should be back on his anytime now. And Soi's now back on his. I think SoiGia got the better of him here. Because look at Sosoko's out of the walls.
Yeah, kills are the same. Economy's the same.
Timeline's the same.
So it's positional. Yeah, let's see. Positional here. So they both back. Looks like party's over. Everybody's getting back to work.
No, but now a fresh army from Soi. He split his army. Several went to raid the TC, and several went to the wood line. Sosoko forced to reroute his wood to a new spot on the map, and he's going to send some slingers around the map. I think he wants to find a weakness here.
I think Soi's got a much bigger army, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, he's both holding at home, and, well, he's not going to be holding for long. He does have reinforcements from the barracks coming now to defend this.
It's big enough that I think he'll continue to hold while the guys in Sosoko's town are largely uncontested.
Mm-hmm. We have pushers on both sides, both farms, both plantations, I should say, because of how many farms are here, are under duress. Sosoko, oh man, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. His army's getting cleared up. Both players using the vills to help bone down those slings. And here comes, once again, forcing Sosoko off the farms. That's critical slinger production. We could be seeing some decisive moves from Soi at this point. His kill loss is starting to grow in his favor. The timeline's gaining in his favor. He's taking a positive fight here, and he just turns it up to 1.5 again. That was very strange.
Yeah, we should make a decision on whether we want to consciously.
I think it's supposed to be locked. It's supposed to be locked. I didn't see that. It's supposed to be locked at 1.5, but there could have been something going on So we'll talk to the players about it and see if that was what the intention was there. But I mean, as long as you're not speeding it up, slowing it down is fair. I think speeding it up is worse than slowing it down.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's a problem per se. I think this is just something that we should be definitive about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you get on someone's wood line, then you put it to 2.0. That's pretty bad mannered. But he slowed it down. It could have been lag. So we'll talk to them. We need to figure out what that was. But it looks like Soi was able to really deny these farms down. He's going to just tear them down. No Vills will be able to return. Oh, and some Axers in the mix for Sosoko. Interesting. No +2 damage, though.
He's out of stone, that's why.
No +2. Yeah, and Soi's clean at home. We see the range, so Soi just clicked bronze, probably. His farms have been working for so long. His eco is starting to really get going here, and there's the timeline in his favor, and I think Soi might be looking to take game 2 here. He's going to be running from these Axers, though. Still no +2, though, so fighting uphill against this is just going to be treacherous. No way you can do this. And look at those rocks hailing from uphill, dealing immense amounts of damage to the units below. Look at that. He just died instantly. Dang. Man.
He might not even have gotten hit. He might just had a heart attack.
He saw all the stones and died before the impact. Yeah. So yeah, invents psychological warfare in 4000 BC. Who knew? Oh man. This barracks.
This is a tough hole to dig yourself out of here.
Yeah, I don't see a way out of this for Sosoko. He's just got all of these farms have been idled or killed. He doesn't have an army. He has no production.
A lot of wood that's gone.
He's building new farms. I mean, he kept most of his vills alive, however. But I think we're seeing that bronze come in pretty soon from Soi. He's had the range for a while now. I fully expect the Bronze Age to be in just a minute. I mean, less than a minute away.
I mean, he's turning his little compound into a carpeted... So he's going to have as much food as he could possibly
want. He could delete that half-built farm and get some wood back. I mean, like, that's the kind of stuff you need to think about right now. He didn't do it. It got deleted. But once again, Soi's going to hit that Bronze Age, and I think with the range, it kind of indicates CA at this point. I don't think Sosoko has any options against CA, although he is back on stone, so maybe he does. We're starting to see some more slingers come out for Sosoko, so maybe he could catch another run-in on Soi. But Soi's got some slingers right on top of that hill. Man, this map is crazy cool. I love that hill that's just running through Soi's base. It makes it such a fortress.
There's bronze.
Yeah, there's the bronze. And we'll probably see the GG from Sosoko. If he's being realistic, he could keep fighting, though. This is a tournament game, obviously, so players might be more inclined to keep trying here as we push in.
Now, this will be fun. He's got a fairly good-sized army. He's got to fight uphill.
Melee fighting uphill. Oh man, and the first unit is going to die instantly because it's low health, and it's going to block the second Axer a bit. The second Axer gets blocked up, the third gets blocked up, and none of them do any damage. Yep.
They don't do anything.
They don't do anything.
Holy cow. It's like buffalo going over a hill. That's what it is. Axers fighting uphill like buffaloes running over.
What?
They just, like buffalo, they used to run over a cliff, they'd fall later, they just die. Axers running uphill is just same sure death. Can't do anything. Yeah,
this is why slingers are the best unit in the Tool Age, because a simple hill negates a unit. So, here we do see a little bit of raiding here from Sosoko, but again, that Bronze Age is here. Full in on the wood, he's going for the government center. Is he really going to try to boom this out? So even in a winning position, he's like, you know what? Now's the time to boom. He's not going to try to close it just yet.
I tell you, it is a smart habit to get into, though, is to play at 100% always. Even when you know you're going to win, just don't roll.
Well,
it's just good. And I think that's what he's doing. He's playing the same way he'd play, if it was still a close game.
Yeah, he's up to bronze first, so he's making use of the town centers, making use of multiple TCs, allowing him more Vil production.
Yes.
We see the wheel upgrade, so he's fighting this uphill, but he has more than enough to deal with that. And there's the GG from Sosoko. It's a best of 5. Someone needs to tell Sosoko that he's not done yet. Best of 5.
Is that true? Is that part of the rule set? No dock in Oasis.
Oh, it's not part of the rule set. It's part of Oasis.
Oh, you can't build one in there?
No, you can't dock. So the water's all deep water. There's no shallow. There's no regular water for you to build the dock in. So yeah, Sosoi really just taking that away. The base trade looks so good for Sosoko, but then he didn't do the damage when he had the opportunity. And I think that was the big thing, and Soi did. I think Sosoko got really distracted by the attack from Soi, and he forgot about his own engagement at Soi's economy. And he just walked a lot of the slingers past the farms. I think he could have stayed on top of that hill. And then there was that weird fight where he kind of walked outside the walls. I don't know. That was a strange play from him. So I'd like to see him do a little bit better. I think he can.
Yeah, I think what happened there was because both attacks were happening simultaneously. You get into that multitasking crunch period where you're like, I got a micro on the attack, but I got a micro on the defense. So he just handled that better.
Mm-hmm. We need to tell Sosoko keep playing. Okay.
Well, hopefully you'll see the room up. Yes, he got the message.
Okay.
All right, I've locked teams this time, which we need to tell people.
Yeah, lock speed. I'll talk to Soi about that, I think, after. When you just lock the speed, and we won't talk about it now. I'll talk to Soi privately about that, guys. I think that's I don't think it's a big deal, but we'll see.
I think we should tell them we locked it, so they don't try to change it.
Actually, no, I'll just ask him.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, go spec, dude. Go spec.
Yes, right.
Oh, he changed it accidentally. Yeah, see, that's what I meant. I didn't think it was.
Well, I've done that too. I was in a game and you asked me why I changed it. And, with my Naga mouse, I got all those numbers. One of them, I clicked it and it just changed the speed.
Yeah, and there's several pluses and minuses on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay, so game. Oh, I need to update the scoreboard real quick. So Soi taking game 2. What do you think? Are we gonna see a sweep of Sosoko? I don't think so. I fully expect Sosoko to be able to mount a defense here. Yeah, because there are 2 pluses and minuses on your keyboard, right? There's the number pad ones, but then there's also the ones above 0. So if you're trying to do multiple control groups, which experts can go all the way up to 10, and then there's even more. You can do 20 control groups in this game. So it can get messy. I'm ready whenever, by the way.
Start the game already.
And we're off.
Indeed. Ooh, a wooded center. I like that. When you're a spectator, it just pops you zoomed in the middle of the map. So we always find out immediately if it's wooded or not. Anyway, SoiGia once again on the left. And Sosoko, his counterpart, over to the right. Ooh, and Sosoko has a lot of food. I don't know what to expect this game. So there are a couple of options here for Sosoko. I think if he wants... What do you think Soi's going to do this game? Do you think he's going to go for scouts again? I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Or do you think it was a gimmick? Or do you think it was a gimmick that won't work again?
No, I don't think it was a gimmick.
Like it caught him off guard.
I still think it's a viable strategy. Here's what I don't know what he's thinking, but it could be that he doesn't want to overplay the scout thing,
right?
Because he wants to use it in the next round as well, right? Like, oh, I just did this once. But it could be that he's been out practicing this himself. Practice, get his scouts out, hit them, and he wanted to see how it worked against a solid player. But if he does it all the time, he knows the next round, whoever he's up against next, if he were to win,
right?
Would say, well, I gotta plan this.
It's true.
I don't know.
It's true.
There's a lot of mental gamesmanship that could go into this.
Yeah, I think maybe going Slinger's game too. We saw Sissoko building his base rather defensively. Maybe going for the 18 vills again because he thought he needed to be even faster than he was before. There are so many things that could have gone into the mind game of just going a defensive Slinger play, which is what he did. Well, Soi did. And it could have really caught Sissoko off guard. I'd be interested to see him try it again, though. Pull it back. Or maybe not. Maybe never pull it back again. It was just a demonstration of the power. Because that was the fastest game we'd seen yet. And it was over with scouts as the main aggressive unit in the game. You know what I mean? We just won.
I cannot believe that's going to be the last time we see scouts.
Right. That's true.
With such a commanding victory, like you said, the fastest, in a completely one-sided game, that one. If something worked that well, why would you just never do it again?
Right. That's true. That's true. Why would you never do it again? Huh. Well, because there is the counter of if you know your opponent's going to scout rush you, you build clubbers and you immediately do axe upgrade and then you beat them in combat and you protect your vills and it's like it's like having a little slow camel standing around your farms. You just leave them around. Like in Age 2, you build spearmen, right, as the counter to scouts. And they're a hard counter. They can knock them off their horse. Not knock them off their horse, literally, but like they can really do damage to them. And you just use them defensively. And I'd be interested to see how Sissoko preps for this. Because it's funny, because no one else has done this in the tournament yet. We had 4 of our qualifiers like 2 weeks ago. We had our 4 qualifier matches like 2 weeks ago, I think, right? 3 weeks ago? It was a while ago. And then we had the legendary match yesterday, but that wasn't... No scouts were involved there. I wonder how prevalent they'll be.
That Axer defense, though, is you kind of got to commit to it early. You can't start just popping out the Axers after 4 scouts show up.
Yeah,
that's and then you got to have the upgrades, and if you defend that way, but your opponent didn't go scout, then you invested all the food in the wrong place because you got to fight a Slinger army. So it's probably part of the reason SoiGia is being a little unpredictable about using it. Because if everybody knows he's going to do scouts every time, then you're right, it's easier to defend. But if you don't know, then what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. It's a mind game. And it's brilliant because I don't know anyone else who pulls off scout rushes. I don't know, like in team games sometimes you see it. Like players go for the Rohan, but Rohan is different than the scout rush, I feel. This scout rush is so brutal, and if you didn't notice, an artifact from Soi spotted one of those houses in the group of 3 south of Sissoko's TC. So I think with knowing this, we could see some forward vills from Soi, but that being said, there are 2 forward vills here from Sissoko. Now, with that, I'm expecting an axe rush. I think this is Axers. I think Sissoko's had enough, and he's going to go to his specialty, which I really think is the Axers. I think Sissoko's one of the best axe rushers in the game right now. Very few can beat it. I've played against it enough times to know that out of all the players who axe rush me, it's probably this one. There's like the true champions of the game, but we're gonna have a duel. We're gonna have a duel in the desert. 2 on 2.
Oh, look at him go.
The first hit goes to Sosoko, and Soi. And Soi does have the defensive vills to deal with this. There go the barracks. I like the play from Soi. He's going to be playing rather defensively. I think he's going to have to change up his strategy, and there goes the barracks. If Soi doesn't catch this in time, it's going to go up. This is already going up. We're going to have Axe on Axe. Axe on Axe on Axe on Axe on Axe on Axe on Axe.
This is exactly what you're talking about with Sosoko. You know, him being a player that knows how to go up fast and hit fast. And so I think he's trying to play his game this time around.
Yeah, he's not going to let... I think he realized he lost to a rush in Game 1 because he expected to play Standard. Game 2, they played Standard, and it showed. It showed for Sosoko that he wasn't as strong in the long-term boom game. And here's those clubbers coming out already, pressuring the location. So this is a difference of pace here. This time Sosoko has this early pressure. It hasn't amounted into anything yet. There's still chances here for Sosoko to lose this, right? So he could potentially wall off here, and look, he's going for it. He's able to keep the clubbers at bay. Sosoko made a critical error. He pulled the clubbers too far back, and now there's the wall off. But look at this tiny, tiny area. And slingers in this? You're going to play slingers out of this? No chance this works, man. Right? This can't work.
The slingers in the inside means that the axers can't get in.
But also it means the slingers can't get out.
Oh, he can get out anytime he wants, though. He can just bust a little wall down and go.
And so he's going to actually escape with so many vills to the north side. He's going to build a market up there for the upgrade, and I'm assuming he's going to run these vills to a corner and build farms. I think that has to be it. He has nowhere for food right now. Remember, this is a farm map. You have to farm for any bit of food once you get to Tool, basically. You're not going to... You might stumble across an elephant or a random gazelle patch, but those are far and few between, and they don't last very long. So the slingers are going to hold.
So he got very lucky he had stone in there.
Yeah, but it's really inefficient. He might have to delete the granary. I could see him delete his TC as well. He has a walled area. Rebuild the TC once he has enough wood so we can keep making vills. Because as it stands, his TC is essentially camped. He's going to have to keep building houses, though, around the map. And he has to be very careful. Those 6 vills on a journey here are going to... Oh, boy. He changed the ruin color. If Sosoko's playing sharp, he'll notice this. And he'll send axers that way, because that means a unit. You can only convert with the units, those buildings. And here's the slingers from Sosoko. So Sosoko opening with the axer.
Stable's going up.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is going to be brutal. But he doesn't have to.
This is something that you frequently see with these top players, is even when they're getting pressured, you know, like players that are not as skilled in the game, when they get pressured, all they do is focus on defense. They try to save their bills, they try to do this. But these good players like this, they know that offense is the best defense. And so he's going to try to get all into Sosoko's kitchen with these things. Oh, there it goes.
No attack upgrade.
First one.
How much food does SoiGia have?
He can't have much, so this has got to be as much a distraction play in a mind game as anything else, because he can't have that much food right now.
There's that second scout. There's the attack upgrade, so actually quite a bit of resource here for Soi. But remember, axers are great against scouts in combat, and just one scout here so far, like, all Sosoko needs to do for now is keep his vills clumped, as he's done, and build a barracks at home. Look at this idol. So this is the new scout, guys. There it is.
Look at that house that's going to go down.
This is a big attack.
Casualty of the game.
That artifact is blocking his own units. He should really move that artifact. And he's in, but it's one at a time. No, it's one at a time.
No, yeah, he doesn't have the...
Oh, the quick wall! The block. So he's not going to get any damage here. In the meantime, his woodies are all useless. They're idling. He needs to send some scouts home. And look at there. He's got the farms in the corner. But Sosoko's right there with a vill. He could spot that pretty quickly. Sosoko losing the army here against the wall here was really, really bad. He needed to not lose this army. He had to maintain pressure because now, without the army, Soi is going to delete this wall and pressure out, I believe. Oh, wait, where's his TC?
I don't think he needs to. I think he's just going to sit in there and hang out and all his aggression is going to go out of these stables at 12.
Oh, Sosoko just outplayed him, though. He ran out. Now that he has food income, though, he finally has food income. So remember, he's been without food. So he's been without food income for a long time. Right? So how does he...
These scouts are fully upgraded now, so he's invested.
Oh, and he found the Vills right as they dropped the elephant.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see more scouts come out, I think is what we're going to see.
Yeah, with the farms off to the edge of the map, at this point, what can Sosoko do here?
I don't know. It was an excellent start. He was fast. He was in, but losing that army on that one assault was a game breaker right there.
Yeah, and I think he went in for that, not realizing the scouts were coming. And then he was committed to the fight. He started losing. He broke the house, so he's like, just go, 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 everybody. But, I mean, we saw that his own artifact that he had control over blocked his units. So he took more damage taking the house down. And then Soi was able to come in with some Vills and wall off. And now look at the scouts are just going to pick off these Vills. And this is what you talk about a lot. The power of the scouts on Oasis. It's unique. It's unique. They can't fight armies, but... I mean, if you keep them off food, what armies can Sosoko make?
Yeah, it's just hit and run. I mean, you can hit and run. You can bleed a guy dry just by the hit.
It's interesting, because we were praising the rush from Sosoko, and then it failed pretty horrendously there. That was a very tragic battle. But he's got another army of slingers here, and these two stone miners actually trapped by their own... masters. These buildings are killing these Vills. That's really funny. So he's off of stone, which could be this could be a game changer here, being off of stone. But the scouts could at any time come home, I think. Remember, the speed on them is going to be their power. And look at those 6 Vills are just still trapped, hazing around the map. I think he spotted all those farms.
26 to 8 killed. I mean, that's a big deficit.
Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. I think that the Alamo hold here from SoiGia was enough.
Yeah.
But now he's really getting pressured here, and he has no stone. But I think he mined more than enough stone. I think he's got to be sitting on like 300 stone right now. He had 2 stone miners and no food, so I think he was just banking up some stone.
Here's the thing, though, is Sosoko has no economy whatsoever. I mean, zero. They're tourists on vacation.
Mm-hmm. With the hats.
Yes, that's it. And
they're at the beach.
Got some suntan lotion. They're walking around, checking out the nice sights. That's it. He's got no economy, which means, we've seen this before. He cannot replace a single unit that dies.
Yeah, this is a last ditch effort to kill these slingers, and so he's just microing it. He's got the food. He's got the eco. Yeah, he can just keep making slings. He's fine. He's fine. And there's the scouts. Oh, that's devastating. The timing was perfect from Soi. And there's the GG. Very well played.
The tourists and the scouts showed up at the same time. They went opposite directions, showed up at the exact same time.
And there's the push out. And there's the GG. And Soi. Decisive 3-0. I would say I did not expect him to win that decisively. I don't know who I expected to win this, I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be a very close series, and all things considered, other than game 1, the rest of the games are actually pretty close. So I did win them, but they were close games. This one could have gone either way. I think it was critical, moving the clubbers too far back. When Sosoko did that, he gave Soi an opportunity to do that 3 house wall, which is too much. It was just too much time. And you have to dance your clubbers like right outside the bone range of Vills, basically. You just keep them right on the edge the whole time. It's really, really tough to micro that properly, especially against a player like Soi who's just going to quick wall instantly the second you give him space.
Well, and it was bad luck for Sosoko too that Soi had stone in. So he could keep building it up. He could replenish his ranged units,
mm-hmm.
And he he could continue to wall. There was no issue with Stone. I mean, the Stoners were able to continue to do that thing for a long time. But
what's interesting? You know what else the Scouts do really, really well? They basically prohibit what Soi did to Sosoko here was he built out those farms off to the side, and all the pressure is just alleviated off the food income, right? Like, yeah, sure, he was pressuring the wood and like 2 farms and the stone, but ultimately he had food income, and that supported an army, right? If you do Scouts, you find that, Slingers, maybe you find it. Axers, you certainly aren't going to be spotting this anytime soon, and if you do, they just run. But exposed single Vils against Scouts are just such easy targets. It's free money. It's free gold. $3 dollar bills.
So next up for Soi is going to be the winner of Tato and Tokyo. So that'll be interesting. I doubt either of those are watching this. So
Tato's currently in a tournament, so there's no way he's watching. Tokyo is probably asleep.
Right.
So yeah, interesting. They're gonna have to deal with this freshly, like fresh-faced. It's just interesting. Unless they watch the VOD, that's always an option. We'll see. Maybe Tokyo would. I don't know. Tato prepares
I don't know.
for things.
He might, but is he going to prepare by watching VODs, or is he going to prepare by playing? So I think there's a good chance that this battle tactic can be re-inflicted on his next round without those people prepping for it.
Yeah, I think a cheeky game 1 could end very quickly, similar to how it did here. He just opened with the Scouts, like instantly on top of your face, and just there's no because you're so used on every other map. You're so used to walling.
What's funny though is I bet Tato would do the same strategy. I think when we used to watch, they used to love the Scouts for a quick attack. So I wonder if he's going to blend up. Of course, we'll find that out when. Oh, by the way, do we have a date for Tato versus Tokyo?
No.
Boo.
No, we're still well. So Tato versus Tokyo is tough because,
time zones.
Well, Tato's currently at a LAN tournament, so like it's not even like we could squeeze him in. He seriously can't play this weekend, so he can play next weekend though. GG though.